Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and I hope you are all okay on that side of the screen. And today here we are with one of the latest models from QNAP. This is the model TR-004 and this is a expansion unit. So a little bit different from the units that we are used to see. In this particular case, a NAS unit, model 231 Plus. And I know that NAS is not the perfect way in English to pronunciate it, but this is the best that I can do, guys. So follow along and forget about the pronunciation of the words. Now, as I was saying, the first way that we can use this unit right over here, because it's interesting, we can use it at least in two ways, very interestingly, and one of which is I can connect just to this NAS right over here using the USB cable provided, which is USB type C to type A, and as soon as I connect to a QNAP NAS, it will be automatically detected and it will give me several options. I'll show you guys here on screen, but the first option that we can see is that we can open some files, and I believe that this menu is just to simplify the life of those that are less savvy in terms of this kinds of unit. We will also find another option, which is to use it as a backup of all the data that I've got on this NAS right over here. We also have some options, and then finally we also have option to edit privileges in terms of the users that we have created for our NAS. Now, nonetheless, if we are going to use that first initial screen or not, we will be always able to change any settings just using the normal menu that we are used to use on our NAS, because basically we are controlling this device right over here, which is the expansion unit, but using the menu from the QNAP NAS. And I'm using this model 231 Plus, but it's compatible with most of the NAS units from QNAP, and you will find a link down below with all the information for that. Now, the other really interesting way that I was talking about that we can use this is that we can connect it directly to a computer. And especially the advantage that I see right over here is that at this moment my network connection, as you guys know, is a gigabit connection, so I'm limited in terms of speed, in terms of bandwidth, to 100 megabytes per second on reads and on writes. And although it's great to transfer files and so on and so forth, if you want to edit a video, for example, it will be a little bit on the low side. So if I have a unit like this connected to this one that I can access all the time 24/7 outside of my home, inside my home, to transfer files, but if I have the chance to bring a laptop, for example, and then just disconnect this unit from the NAS and connect it directly to the laptop, then I will gain at least the double of the speed that I would using the network. And this is, in my opinion, a really great advantage. And connecting directly to the computer, we have here at least two options, one of which is to use the back of the NAS with these levers right over here that I can decide the RAID mode that I want to, and in this particular case will be hardware RAID, but I also have the option to use the software, and in this particular case we can use the software to control all the RAID options and the unit itself. By the way, in my opinion, the software is very elegant, simple but very elegant. I'll show you guys a few images right over there. We will find in terms of settings our RAID configuration. We can select from JBOD, just a bunch of disks, RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5 and RAID 10, which is the normal for a 4-bay unit. And then we also have the disk information that we can check out some options like the capacity that we still have, the RAID group, and also the status of the disk to see if everything is okay or not. And then finally we have the firmware update option. And if you ask me, hey Robert, what about the speed that we can get, because you were talking that we would get the double? So the maximum here on a network will be limited by our own network, 100 megabytes per second read and write. Right over here, USB 3.0, so we will double that. We are talking about roughly 230 megabytes per second on reads and on writes using any of the RAID mode available right over here. And basically, guys, this is it. The units that I was using in terms of disks inside, as I showed on Instagram and Facebook and so on and so forth, are the Seagate Iron Wolf. And in terms of build quality wise and design, in my opinion, it's well constructed, it looks nice, and in terms of silence, it is a dead silent unit. Actually, at this moment, if I shut up, my microphone picks every sound, and I'm sure that you are not listening anything, because I'm not listening anything from these two units right over here. But the truth is that while we are using mechanical hard drives, when we read and write to them, we will hear the hard drives and not the units itself. And that is it, guys. Hopefully this video was helpful in some way, and if you still have any questions, drop them down below. I will answer as best and as fast as I can. Hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto Jorge, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.